Hey, what's going on, y'all? Back with the heat for the streets, man. It's AK Showtime. Um, it's been a lot of shit that I really wanted to talk about. I really ain't had no time to really make no videos or whatever, but you know what I'm saying. I want to talk about this little situation with Corey Holcomb and Comedy Hype. It's really just a real fucked up situation because it really just show you the power of media and how motherfuckers can spin shit and really make certain people look bad when in reality they the ones at fault. So Corey Holcomb over the years has had a long running issue with Stephen A. Smith of ESPN, and he's called him out on several occasions for a lot of shit that he says on his shows about black athletes. And so this all started, the situation with Corey and Comedy Hype, it all started basically off of that. Well, not really off of that, but it was kind of the thing that kind of really made it boil over. So Corey Holcomb went to All-Star Weekend because it was in Chicago. Corey Holcomb is from Chicago, and obviously Stephen A. was there. You know, covering the NBA, doing the whole reporting thing, and obviously he was a part of the Celebrity All-Star game. And Corey Holcomb talked about it on his 5150 show. He said he was at a restaurant late night after one of the days of All-Star Weekend, and Stephen A. Smith basically pulled up on him in the restaurant like, yo, what's up, Corey? Like, you know what I'm saying? What's going on? Like, because Stephen A's talked about this on occasion, like, he don't really understand why the dude had a problem with him. And so Corey Holcomb basically talked about how the situation went down. He was like, you didn't really confront him about a lot of stuff that he was saying, but he was kind of, because he didn't really want to make a scene in the restaurant. He was just like, man, they laughed about the shit, but he said they laughed, they took a picture, and you know what I'm saying, everything was cool. Because I guess dude didn't really want to cause a scene in the restaurant. I'm like, bro, it's All-Star Weekend, ain't nobody got time for all that shit. So, and I think a lot of people got on Corey about that because he was talking all that stuff. But I'm like, bro, y'all niggas gotta understand, like, niggas not gonna go rah-rah like on somebody they got security with them every time they go out, and then, you know what I'm saying, cause a scene during All-Star Weekend, you know what I'm saying, in a restaurant, you know what I'm saying, for no reason, over some words. Nah, that shit not gonna happen. But people got on Corey about that, and one of the outlets that got on Corey about it was Comedy Hype. And also, Corey had an issue with them having comedians on, like Alex Thomas, Coco Brown recently, Uri Spears, and others talking about him in a lot of, you know, in a real kind of negative light. And he had a problem with that. And he basically was just like, bro, how y'all gonna get a bunch of niggas on y'all outlet to talk about me and not get the person on that they talking about? Which I totally agree with. I'm like, bro, how you going, like, bro, I watched the 5150 show. You know what I'm saying? I hear Corey's take on a lot of shit that happened in the comedy world in a lot of situations that he been in personally with comics. And do come off as believable. I'm not even gonna lie to you. He come off as believable because you're not gonna make some shit up about a dude. Like, I know he joke a lot, but I'm like, bro, you're not gonna make some shit up about a dude. You know what I'm saying? Call him a joke thief or sanity this, sanity that, without having real concrete evidence. You know what I'm saying? And fact checking, which is something that comedy hype doesn't really do a whole lot of. You know what I mean? Like, and they've been going back and forth over the last few weeks, and Corey addressed him, and he was basically just like, bruh, the dude Jay Will that run a lot of stuff over there at Comedy Hype, he was like, bruh, show your face to the world, bruh. He was like, he basically was just like calling Jay Will out. He was basically like, yo, show your face to the world, let people know who you are, and stop being a coward. And this is how you know a lot of these media dudes, you know what I'm saying, these quote unquote media dudes got an agenda, that they not real, you know what I'm saying, that they just faceless, nameless trolls, you know what I'm saying, dudes that really don't got a lot of merit and don't got a lot of backbone. You know what I'm saying? Comedy Hub is one of them outlets, and I subscribe to the channel. I subscribe to the channel mainly off of a lot of the stories that they will run, like a lot of their news segments and a lot of their videos about like certain events throughout history, you know what I'm saying, about comedians and stuff like that. But their channel is losing a lot of credibility if it hasn't already lost it. And I think Corey Holcomb was one of the few people, if not the only person, to really expose that about them. So one thing I'm gonna say about this whole situation is, like, I'm taking Corey's side on this only because I see a lot of the shit that he was talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because again, I watch the channel, you know what I'm saying, I'm subscribed to the channel, I know a lot about, you know what I'm saying, what's going on, because, you know what I'm saying, I see it when they do their videos. They got a lot of biases on them. You know what I'm saying? They got a lot of biases about them. And a lot of media outlets got that. You know what I'm saying? You don't always, you're not always 100% impartial, you know what I mean? But it's a difference between having biases and just flat out hating. And that's what I think they doing. But let me know what you guys think. You know what I'm saying? Whose side are you on? You know what I'm saying? Who do you know what I'm saying? Who do you side with? Who do you think is right? Who do you think is wrong? Like, subscribe, comment, you know what I'm saying, if you like this video. Oh, by the way, on Stephen A. Smith, the second video I'm going to make in a few minutes, I'm going to talk about Jamel Hill and her comments on All the Smoke, and I'll link the video to her talking about Stephen A. Because she said a lot of stuff on that podcast with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson about Stephen A. Smith and her relationship with him. And she didn't call him out per se, because she didn't really want to, like, go down the wormhole, like really calling him names and shit like that. But she basically called him out without calling him out. She basically called him out on a lot of his inconsistency, you know what I'm saying, on some of his talking points about Colin Kaepernick and the whole NFL thing, and a lot of stuff that she was talking about really rang true. But she called him out without, you know what I'm saying, calling him sellout and Uncle Tom and a coon. Because she said in that segment of the show, she said she really don't like calling black people those names, especially in public, especially on white outlets, which I agree to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to, like, even if it's warranted, you don't want to call dudes out on those type of outlets. But at the same time, some of these dudes, especially dudes like him and Jason Whitlock, need to be called the fuck out. But I'm going to get to that in a few minutes. I'm out.